I used to love Halloween. The flicker of jack-o'-lanterns, the rustle of leaves, the laughter of children echoing down the street. It felt like magic until the night a child come to my door and knew things he shouldn't. It begins like any October 31st. My wife and I were handing out candy wrapped in the warmth of nostalgia. She wore her old witch hat. I wore a faded vampire cap. We were just two grown-ups pretending to be kids again. At 8 p.m., the door bell rang. I took the ball. She went upstairs to fetch another back. We were running low. Outside stood a cluster of children, a doctor, a teddy, and a Power Ranger, but one stood apart, a boy in a devil costume. His mask was cheap plastic, the kind that drapes in the heat. His pitchfork was red, brittle toy store plastic. But his eyes, they didn't match the mask. They were too still, too knowing. He held out of his bag. I smiled, reached for an extra candy before I could drop it, and he looked up and said,
"She's fine."
I turned. My wife was halfway down the stairs. Just as she stumbled, she caught herself. "I'm fine." She called out, breathless. I turned back. The boy was already walking away, his pitchfork dragged behind him, scrapping against the stone path. After some time, at 9:45, the bell rang again. 3 children, a cowboy, a cop, the devil again. I stared. "Didn't I see you earlier?" They don't answer. Just the blank porcelain stare behind the mask. I dropped the candy in his bag and said, "Happy Halloween." As I closed the door, he spoke again.
"She's sleeping now."
My heart ceased. My wife had just gone upstairs. Her leg was aching. I rushed up. The bedroom door was ajar. She lay there asleep, breathing slow, peacefully. I drifted off the couch. Then knocks, sharp, deliberate. I checked the clock. It's 11:37. Nobody at the door, just the motion light flickering. Then my wife screamed. I ran upstairs. She was sitting up, drenched in sweat.
I had imagined, she whispered. I saw him, a little boy, standing in the door, watching.
We went downstairs. I made popcorn, put on a movie, tried to pretend. But as we reached the bottom of the stairs, I saw the red plastic pitchfork lying on our welcome mat. We called the police. They found nothing, said it was a prank. But we know better. 2 officers scanned the yard. The pitchfork was gone. Me and my wife watched from inside. We were pale and shaken. The silence lingered. After an air, we don't celebrate Halloween anymore. We don't crave pumpkins. We don't open the door. And every October 31st, we wait. This year, the knock came again, but the pitchfork was gone. In its place, a scorched footprint. We fled to the woods, and Aberdeen Chapel stood like a tomb. Inside, beneath a cracked stained glass window, we found an altar etched into the stone. One day, you will let him in. Halloween returned. We stood at our door. The devil boy was there. His mask glowed faintly. His eyes burned with something older than times. He spoke.
"If you don't open it for me, I'll bring someone else to your door."
Behind him another figure waited, smaller but familiar. It was the last knock. I opened the door. No one was there. Just a thanks. The jack-o'-lantern had gone. Dark. The air was still, but the silence felt satisfied for now.